versus the Netherlands. A man of Yorkshire, Scotty the Hottie. Welcome, Scott Waits. It's time to free Willy. Welcome from the Netherlands, Willy van der Wiel.
Here we go then, let's join it in the first set. It's with the throw so far at 2 legs apiece.
96.
So the first set to a deciding leg.
Scott did have a dart at a double 16 to take the set, but if he'd been thinking, he might have had more than one dart at a double.
39.
And he left himself on 159. Sometimes you get the feeling that darts players from the Netherlands are thinking a dart or two ahead, always 3 darts ahead. So Van der Wiel, if he'd hit a single 20 there, would have probably switched to 18s. He's always considering his options. Traditionally, players just take it 1 dart at a time, but this time, Scott
46.
has been thinking.
Willy require 122.
6 darts at 122 for the first set for Willy van der Wiel against the tournament favourite.
65.
He'll be back to try and take up 57. 1 treble not enough in this visit for Scott.
100.
And that leaves double top. And now there's real pressure on this 57.
1 not enough, how does 3 do you? Double 3's left himself. He's got to go for it.
54. Scott, you require 40.
Didn't think he'd get this chance. He was a long way back, 140 points back at one stage in this leg, but it's this for the set. 2 more goes at it. Needs them both.
Yes, that's game shots on the first set. Scott Waits. Second set, first leg. It's Willy to throw first. Game on.
Brilliant first set of darts. Toing and throwing. Van der Wiel missing 2 set darts at double 3. Waits has punished him.
Would he have missed 2 set darts at double top? We will never know. But hitting that treble 17 instead of the single
45.
Might have cost him, and might have cost him dear.
46.
Still the game being played at a relentless pace, particularly from the Dutchman.
79.
Which doesn't make Anthony Dundas' job any easier, of course. Doesn't really have any thinking time at any stage. Point that has been made
99.
several times this week. Just what an outstanding job the young officials have been doing. Anthony in his first World Championship.
136.
Please, he'd have been thinking, keep me away from this
140.
man. Willy van der Wiel, not only did he throw fast, he goes his own way around the dartboard.
136. Will you require 81?
I think that's meant to spell hot Scott. He's left himself tops.
41. Scott, you require 105.
He's that by a long way. Treble 18 leaves Bull. Bullseye for Scott Waits.
60.
Right shake of the head says it
Will you
all.
require 40?
One more, a double 10. Oh, and he's
40.
missed. You cannot give this man any room to manoeuvre.
Scott, you require 45.
Scottish dad cheers him on. 45. The 13 leaves double 16. Now double 8.
29. Will you require 10?
2 5s. Yes.
Yes, that's game shot. And the first
Right
leg. Willy van der Wiel. Second leg, it's Scott to throw first. Game on.
Scott, when he got here this afternoon, got his timings all wrong. He thought he was meant to be here at 5:30 for the Players' Parade. In fact, it was 4:30. So when he was... The time he'd
96.
spent earmarked to practice and just get his head together, he had to organise for his dad to be brought over from the hotel in the dark, which he'd organised,
60.
but he had to reorganise because the timings were all messed up. He was a little bit angry about it. He seems to have settled now.
100.
Bit like Rory McIlroy at the Ryder Cup, almost missing his tee time. Not quite as significant if you miss the Players'
60.
Parade, but it would be frowned upon.
I brought the best out of McIlroy. I'll bring the best out of the man from
140.
Yorkshire. Will be the third Yorkshireman to win this title.
55.
Dennis Priestley and John Boy Walton have achieved the feat here. Dean Winstanley almost managed it.
Left himself on another bogey number though, 165. 80 taken out of it. 85 left.
99.
Well, he's some way back.
99. Scott, you require 66.
A bullseye here, perhaps, Scott. It's hit the 5. Then he went for the 25 and he hit
64.
the ball, and he's left himself in the madhouse.
Well, it's a good job Willy's back on 227, but
100.
with Scott on
Scott, you
double
require
1,
2.
Willy will feel he's in this leg.
Yeah,
Not
that's game
anymore.
shot. And the second leg. Scott Waits. Third leg is Willy to throw first. Game on. $140.
All square in the second set. Everything going with the throw up to this point.
$137.
High scoring visits from both players in their first trip to the Oki in this one.
60.
Can be an indicator that both players are playing well. If they're holding their throw, it means they're scoring heavily, and the advantage of the throw is being made to count. There's another maximum. You bet it is!
96.
And will this be the first leg against the throw?
100.
Looking likely.
100.
Could be an 11-dart leg if he hits treble 20, double 12. Bullseye.
59. Will you require 105?
Treble 20 he's looking at. Double 19, one dart at it.
86.
And that's a chance for Waits to win one against the throw.
Scott, you require 25.
Benito van der Pas, who's supporting Van der Wiel, but it's a double 8 for Waits. Double 4 to break the throw.
21.
No, that was miles away.
Will you require 19?
3 for double 8. Yes.
First game shot. And the third leg. Willy van der Wiel. Fourth leg, it's Scott to throw first. Game on. $58. $44.
Loose third dart there.
$137. $100. $134.
See Ryan on the back of the shirt, that's where he's from. Just down the road from Benito van der Pas. It's in the neighbouring town of Tilburg.
59.
Two towns just in the south of Holland.
Always good to know your Dutch geography.
100.
I found that to be the case.
40.
Closer to home, Scott Waits. Down to 72.
72.
20. For tops.
52.
He will be back. Looks like a 9th straight leg with the
60.
darts.
Scott, you require 20.
Assuming Scott makes no mistake.
That's 4 darts at a double missed in a row now from Waits.
Yes,
Doesn't make it 5. He has made it 2-2 in this second set.
Game on.
Still everything going with the throw. And still mine.
180.
Fantastic.
140.
Scott had hardly got his darts out the board and Willy was in there throwing a maximum. Wild this time though.
43. $100. $45. $140.
Waits leading himself on a tidy 121 as he looks to try and take the second set.
130.
Van der Wiel scoring, just letting him down in crucial time after that 180.
Good last couple of darts though, treble 20 in the bullseye. Treble 17 leaves the bullseye for the set. Not this time. Van der Wiel will be back looking
57.
at 103.
Will you require 103?
The way this is going, he needs to hit the treble 20 and double 19. He won't.
26.
So Scott Waits for a 2-set lead.
64.
Can be done in 2 darts. Treble 16. So 16 for double 16.
48. Willy requires
this
77.
This attempt to check out 77 could be crucial. Could all hang on this. Double 10, 2 darts at it. Miss with the first. Misses 67. With the second. And Waits is back
Scott
for a crack at double
16.
8. Surely. Double 4. Yes!
Yes, that's game shot. It's on the second set.
And the celebration tells you everything. He knows the job is, well, it's 2/3 done. Scott Waits leads by 2-0.
Van der Wiel, a carpenter from the south of Holland. Waits, a carpenter from Yorkshire. It's the best night out with 2 carpenters since Karen and Richard played the Hollywood Bowl in 1976.
59.
The line of the week. Might be the game of the week as well.
$100.
Give him a job as a scorer.
$100.
It's Jimi Hendrix's sister, incidentally. We thought about the huge Dutch contingent here.
140.
Jimmy already through. The Hendrix family cheering on Willy, hoping to increase the
60.
contingent from the Low Countries in the last 16.
And the Lakeside crowd have a new chant. There's only 2 Jimi Hendrix.
140.
Waits already down to 62. Back-to-back ton 40s.
135. Scott, you require 62.
10s and 16s. Now 20. Double 16.
46. Willy, you require 146. 58. Scott, you require 16.
Double 8 then.
Yes, that's game
A leg
shot.
up in the third
first
set.
leg. Scott Waits, second leg Willy to throw first. Game on.
A couple of minutes before Scott Waits came out to play,
100.
he stopped me and he said, please do me a favour. And this is a nice romantic tale, you know. You'd think he'd be thinking about his doubles and his
43.
scoring and getting his mind right, but no. He wanted to make sure we say hello to girlfriend Lucy, back home in Brighouse, watching with Colin and Amanda.
36.
Lucy, who is a manager at an insurance company, was not allowed the time off work to come and support Scott this week. So you know what you've got to do, Scott.
100.
More of that, and stick around to the weekend, and Lucy can come and cheer you on in the semis and the final.
You'd have to say
60.
there's every chance.
His 4th 180 of the match.
40.
Followed by 3 of his loosest darts.
132.
That's better.
134.
Just going west now for Van der Wiel.
Scott, you require 104.
104 here for Scott Waits. Looks at the 18s. Treble 18 would have left him double 16. He just readjusts.
72.
Treble 12. So we're back for double 16 maybe.
Treble 20 for double 18, no. Scott's with a
43.
great... Scott has a great chance to move. 1 leg away from round 2. Double 16, yes.
That's game shot.
Right in the middle.
Scott Waits. Third leg, Scott to throw first. Game on.
His 6th visit to Lakeside. He says he is doing everything exactly the same this year. And why wouldn't he? If it ain't broke, he says, don't fix it. And it certainly ain't broke.
He's looking set fair now to continue his record of having never lost a first-round tie here at the Lakeside. He's won 4 legs in a row.
60.
Justifying all the punters' money up and down the country. Looked at the draw and thought,
44.
being in the bottom half of the draw, he had an outstanding chance. The first 3 days here at the Lakeside could hardly have gone better for him.
41.
But he hasn't done the job yet.
And difficult for him, being many people's favourite to win the title, to have to wait and wait and wait and watch everybody else get up on stage.
180!
He has to keep his focus and he can't relax, and he knows he's got darts like that in him. But you have to doubt if, after all the waiting, you can produce them. Well, he has.
Scott, you require 136.
You wouldn't put it past him.
60. Willy, you require 124.
The lightning speed that this match has had for the sensational darts, the highest checkout we've had is double top so far.
92. Scott, you require 76.
So 76 for the match. Double 8 for Scott Waits.
68. Willy, you require 32.
32 for Van der Wiel to stay alive, stop the rod after losing 4 successive legs. One more dart at it.
No score.
Not to be, Willy. And Waits is back for double 4.
8.
Surely, Van der Wiel has thrown his last darts. That's the marker. And that is the dart.
The match, Scott Waits.
We knew he was on form. We knew Scotty to Hottie was.